It's the opening round of the Motorsport UK Five Nations British Rallycross Championship, coming to you from lovely Lydden Hill in Kent. Sunny conditions greeting the drivers. Let's see what's going to happen here in the BMW Mini Final. It's Charlie Maroney who starts on pole position with Ben Sayer and Dave Bellaby for company alongside them on the front row. Two semi-finals for these drivers has decided the grid here for this final. The quickest man in qualifying was Dave Bellaby, who was on the outside there of that front row. And now as we get ready to go racing, it is all eyes to the left-hand side of your screen. Eyes on the lights, wait for the green light to come on. Green light and we're racing then. Good start from Sayer off the middle of the front row. Not bad from Maroney off the inside. Bellaby's trying to pounce here on the outside as we go down three wide towards the first corner. Sayer's in the middle here. Maroney goes into the lead, or does he? As they lean on one another through there. Bellaby's ready to try and pick up the pieces as the door begins to open here for second place. They're all filtering through pretty nicely there with Dave Ellis in fourth place further back as they come over the jump. Bit out of shape there for Dave Bellaby into the devil's elbow. Maroney gets it sideways in the lead of this race. I wonder if that's going to cost him a bit of drive here and possibly allow Ben Sayer to retaliate as they come on the brakes in towards the north bend. Bit of contact there, bit of rubbing and barging here from Ben Sayer, who's looking really competent here. And there's now smoke coming from the back of Charlie Maroney's car. That could really put the cat amongst the pigeons as we head down the bottom bend. Dave Bellaby's going to go joker here, I'm sure of it. He does. Ben Sayer, Dave Ellis et al. Follow him through. So into the joker, that releases Charlie Maroney with Dave Ellis now sitting in second position. And let's see how this is going to work out here, because I do wonder whether Charlie Maroney's pace is going to be compromised as a result of that smoke pouring. It's quite clearly a tyre that's catching on the rear arch following that contact that he had with Ben Sayer into the north bend. But this is going to be really interesting to see how it works out here for Maroney, because it could be not only costing him time, but it could cost him positions when he makes his joker as well. And look at it, you can see the smoke flying at the back of that BMW Mini. If it came into the MOT centre like that, you'd fail it straight away, wouldn't you? So Charlie Maroney making his debut in the BMW Minis here this weekend has got it all to do. Now Dave Bellaby there sits in third place with Ben Sayer just behind. And as they come in towards Paddock Bend, these two drivers running nose to tail with one another. The driver in second place is now jokered, so that releases the rest of the field to now sit on the back of Charlie Maroney. And let's keep an eye on the gap and see how it is going to work out. So there is Maroney in the lead of this race. Dave Bellaby there in second position, followed by Ben Sayer, followed by Dave Ellis as they come through Talladega. Over the jump we go. Still the smoke pours from the rear of Charlie Maroney's car. The thing is, he's in a catch-22 situation. If he pulls in because the smoke's pouring off the back of the car, he's going to get no points. All he can do now is continue on and drive the best race he possibly can. But that gap I should say rather, is coming down quite significantly at the front of this one. You can see there, Charlie Maroney now with Dave Bellaby, I would say around about a second behind, less than a second behind now as they come down in towards the bottom bend. And Maroney, well, I think this is going to be the undoing of his race rather sadly, because it's an unfortunate set of circumstances for him. A bit of contact with Ben Sayer on the opening lap is costing him dearly in terms of time. And as they come on to Talladega, you can see quite visibly that when this joker plays out here for Charlie Maroney, he's going to be liable to lose 2, 3, possibly 4 positions here. That'll be a huge shame for him, because he drove so well in that semi-final to qualify on pole position here for this final. You can see he's really pushing the edge of adhesion. There's Ben Sayer in a bit of a sandwich with Dave Ellis just in the back of this one. Just in front of Ellis is the number 8 now of James Constantine, also making his debut here in the BMW Mini. So great to see James Constantine up there. Of course, he's been competing in the Suzuki Swift category in the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship for a good number of years now. Made the step over to the BMWs here for this weekend. He's not having the best run of things out on there, but qualifying on the second row of the grid for this final was not too bad, and he'll be happy to be fighting for a podium. So now we run very close to the top 3 drivers, with Charlie Maroney still in the front of this race, followed by Dave Bellaby and then Ben Sayer. There is James Constantine, the Yorkshireman. Of course, Tom also racing this championship. Oh, he's got it all wrong there as Charlie Maroney coming off over the jump. Does a bit of grass tracking, manages to keep it into the straight line into the race lead as they go into the Devil's Elbow. So that's quite a nice thing that's worked out there for Charlie Maroney, but regardless, he is coming under all sorts of pressure here from Dave Bellaby. Looks like he's really beginning to struggle with that car now, is Charlie Maroney, and here comes Dave Bellaby getting a great switchback on the outside of the North Bend. In towards paddock we go. Maroney goes into the Joker. How much time and places is this going to cost him? He goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he makes a mess of the Joker there as well, does Charlie Maroney. This could be the undoing. He manages to keep it in a straight line as we start the final lap, but it's been a disaster of a Joker for Charlie Maroney. He lost 4 places going through there. He clipped the barrier coming through there as well, and it has now meant that he is going to be sitting in a lonely 6th place at the checkered flag. There's a great scrap though going on for P2 here, because it looks like James Constantine is ready to try and mount a challenge here on Ben Sayer as they come through the left-hander of the Devil's Elbow up to the top of the North Bend. Dave Bellaby looks like he's got this one in the bag for now. He's a wily old fox, is Dave. He knows how to handle one of these machines, of course being a former champion of it as well, and he is looking pretty commanding now. He is in front of this race. So through the final series of corners we go. Dave Bellaby, it is the win in the BMW Mini final for round 1 of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship here at Lydden Hill, followed by Ben Sayer, followed by the number 8 of James Constantine, the debutant here this weekend. That's Wesley Wickens coming home as well, and Charlie Maroney is going to be circulating right at the very back of this one. How the tables turn oh so quickly in motor racing, and that's a huge shame for Charlie Maroney. He'll be disappointed and hoping for better fortunes for round 2 later this weekend. But the winner is Dave Bellaby in the BMW Mini's final for round 1 of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship at Lydden Hill.